Sound is on. Huh?
Karsten's video, oopsie daisy.
3 people now have it up there. When we started this, they just put their names up. It's not their names, it's their, whatever they call it, just a couple letters of their symbol. Their handle. So I finally asked them if they wouldn't put their state abbreviation after it. So most of the time we can tell where these people are from, and it really is all over. All over.
There wasn't any mail today, right?
What's this?
No mail today.
No mail. No mail, no FedEx, no UPS. Who's on tonight?
Aaron.
Aaron? Sleep. Aaron fell asleep last night, and I woke up before he did. And I woke up and his hair was just sticking out all over the place. He's got so damn much hair anyway. And the place smelled, because he hadn't picked it up. So he jumped out of bed, he started cleaning, washing the floor and scrubbing. He carried out like that for about an hour. And he has so much hair, he can't see what he's doing anyway. It hangs way down, almost to his nose. Like a sheepdog. Needs to come in. Yeah, you do that. No,
Hi Bud, glad to see you today, someone says.
Oh, good.
he used to
I'm
come
glad
on.
to see you today too.
Yeah.
You used to come on Thursdays, didn't you? Or did you still do? When Steve was here, didn't you do mail?
Well, I've done a number of Thursdays.
Yeah.
For the summer, I'm pretty much
Did you take your
committed
boat?
to weekends.
Did you take your boat out yet?
Yeah, we'll put it in, you mean? It's in the water,
It's in the water.
yeah.
It's like me with the horse, right? You haven't gotten in it yet, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, no, I was in it last night.
Did you?
Watched fireworks last night, yeah.
Oh.
Gloucester Harbor.
Oh, where do you keep it? Essex?
It's in Gloucester.
It's in Gloucester.
Yep.
I remember the day there used to be a great race in Boston, which was from Watertown to Marblehead. And I don't know if you remember, it was a college-y type thing. Started at 4 o'clock in the morning, it's 26 miles. And it was for peculiar bicycles or machines or whatever. The argument started between 2 guys in a bar. Was it faster to go from Watertown to Marblehead on land or on sea? So some of them would go down the river and carry the boats over across Suffolk Downs, and people would be going around with canoes on their heads and things. And the rest of an awful lot of the rest were bicycles. But weird things. Somebody pushed a hospital bed with a Corolla hanging upside down. It was just anything. And we always did it. My family, Janine and I mostly. But I rode a big high-wheeler bike one year. And it has no brakes. It has no brakes. And it's a little hilly. So, but going down the hill, you really lose it because you have no way of slowing up at all. And I had a beer hanging around my neck, and it got the swinging, it got the action. Anyway, it went over my head with the beer, came down, and I went on. I never stopped the whole 26 miles. I couldn't get off. I get to the end, and my husband parked a car in front of the sign that said, "Turn here for the beach." And there were 6 people together on one bike, and they had welded them all together around a beer keg, and they were pedaling like crazy, and they had so much momentum that they couldn't make the corner to go down to the beach. So I beat them, and I got down to the beach, and I just, split second, beat Dave Maynard, who was sailing a waterbed. And it was just chaotic. And I found out later on that the people on that multi-bike, one of them was Sheila Craney. who eventually ended up volunteering here for a long time. She was on that odd bike that I beat very nicely. By just a little bit of cheating. But they always disqualify the one who won because they must have cheated. It's a very, very strange thing. But it's going on, that we've tried to continue the creativity, and it got killed by the IRS. Somebody started selling T-shirts. Maybe that's my aversion to T-shirts. Somebody started selling T-shirts, and the IRS finally figured out that everybody was paying $15 for the T-shirts, and they would cost $6. And who had the profit? And of course, nobody had the profit. So the IRS got mad, and they tried to kill it.
Because they couldn't tax it.
Yeah, it just ran into problems. And then they tried to run it from Newburyport down to Ipswich. And I ran in that one. I had rode my funny bike in that one, one of the hubs off center. But it was just a creative thing that happened. You never know about that in Boston, huh? No, it was a good one. It was a good one. 40 people, all strung together with 2x4s, over the seat of their bike, over the handlebars, the seat handlebars, and then they fell off trying to get across Mass Avenue. 40 of them, all strung together, and to get all 40 going at the same time, because there was no spring action in the whole thing. Apparently they tied up traffic for a long time and they got mad. They pushed the piano, somebody pushed the piano. It was wild. It started at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that's weird.
With the funny machine. And then the bikes went off at about 6. It was a good take. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I had a good time. Too bad it's not on show. I don't know how I got into that. What did you say that made me go that road?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
They think that Carson's trying her out for your circus.
Or this one.
With the roll.
With the roll.
Yes.
Good circus. She used to, what was it we had? Gwen was older than Janine and a considerably different build than Janine. She was fat, but she was just solid. Janine was lighter. So we would Gwen would stand on a barrel, and Janine would be on a seesaw, and Gwen would jump off the barrel, and Janine would go popping way up in the air and land on a horse. And that was one of the highlights of our circus. There you go. I can still see Janine way up there going,
Sounds like a real circus.
It was
Why
funny.
don't you have a padded saddle on the horse?
No, no saddle.
Oh.
No
This
saddle.
was, huh?
No saddle at all.
What was interesting at the fireworks last night was above the fireworks, 2 drones.
Oh,
You're kidding.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Interesting. They were apparently legitimate.
The security?
It's like security drones?
So they're just taking
Wow.
pictures.
Yeah, I think so.
Huh.
I mean, they had navigation lights on and everything, so they, they're circling around.
Nothing's happened, right? You checked the,
What's it?
you checked the computer, nothing's happened.
Not that I know of yet. I'll give a yet in there, I don't know. I'll watch CNN tonight,
Yeah,
really,
see if it's happening.
not happy about the whole deal.
Can you tell us about breeding Danes? When do females and males start being considered age-wise? When are they too old to be productive? Do you restrict the number of litters you will have with one female?
Oh,
Wow.
brother.
Is somebody emailing you?
Yeah.
Somebody just wants me to answer that question now. So here we go, ready? The females come in heat at about 6 months, and we don't breed them on the first heat, certainly, and probably not the second, although that has happened in my life. It doesn't seem to bother them. How often do we breed them? Nature would have it every 6 months. We do not do that. We breed at least every year. We let it go at least a year, maybe 2 years between, depending on the condition of the female. There was one occasion with Lulu where she had some uterine infection or something of that sort, and George Myers did not want her to go through a heat cycle without being pregnant, because the delivery of the babies is sort of the ultimate D&C. So he had me breed her back 6 months after her other litter. And it worked fine, she was fine afterwards, you know, she was in good shape, she was healthy, etc. She was the one that had, I think, the most litters, she had 5 litters?
This is Luna?
Luna,
Luna, yeah.
probably the most.
Probably 5.
5, and that's
saw at
a
least
lot.
3.
Well, usually 2, 3, and then they begin to all be related, so we have to do something else. She's gonna tiptoe on there. Yeah, she's gonna, yeah, this is the boss one, and she's not gonna upset her.
She's trying to figure out how to get in the back room,
Yeah,
so there's another sofa.
Now she comes to
you
mom.
wanna take that fence down for her, that would be very helpful. There's a, on the other side, I don't know why that's there.
She can go around the kitchen, do too, John.
At any rate, how old? I don't know who the oldest one was. Chaos has had quite a few.
But in general, when are they too old to be productive?
When they stop coming in to eat. You know, it's Mother Nature controlling the whole thing, not us. I mean, we do a lot less breeding of them than Mother Nature would. They would be having puppies every 6 months. Because that's when the puppies would be, your other ones would be weaned and they'd be off and running again. Yeah, we want to get in there. There is a big red, that's spot right there, that spot. Oh. You can open it out, I can see it. Did I answer the question?
I think so. How is Mia?
Who?
How is Mia?
Mia is fine. Mia is, I forgot where she went. Where'd she go? She's with,
She's out in Western Mass. With our friend from Florida.
oh, okay.
Mary.
Yep, she's fine. She's fine. Mia without the tail, right? I forgot why we had to dock her tail, but if I had my way, I would dock all their tails. To get a happy tail, banging it on the fence, and it bleeds. Bleeds all over.
I think that
What
was
do you
the,
do?
I think that was the case
Cut it
for
off.
her.
Yeah.
You really have, once they get a really good happy tail going, it doesn't heal. It doesn't heal, because every time they hit it on something, it bleeds.
Right, so,
And it bleeds all over everything, the car, the boat, you know, everywhere. You can just just lay that down flat and leave it there, yeah. Just water. There, water, whatever. So we've had, on several occasions, we've had dock tails, it's wonderful. You don't have to worry about them in car doors, men don't have to worry about getting hit with them. It's a very painful thing, but, anyway, I do dock tails. I'm not too sure why I don't, except it's probably too much money. Well, I tell you one reason I don't, is when they dock tails out of Cocker Spaniels, they just come off. When they're day old, no anesthesia, nothing, cut off, gone. That's painful to me. When we dock tails, they're out cold, you know, surgical procedure. And it works fine, that's never been a problem, but I can't. They do that with dew claws too, they just cut them off. I don't like that. But, so ours have tails and dew claws because we don't. The ears, when we do ears, it's done under anesthesia, normal procedure. Some people get all upset about it, you know, they don't mind us spaying and neutering. Really, you know, cut them all off.
You take the dogs very often to the hospital or to the doctors?
Do I take them very often?
I mean, not for just basic physical, the things that you have to retake to the doctor.
Maybe, other than spaying neuter,
Yeah.
we just don't.
no, unless
Just
they're
don't.
really sick.
They would have to go for a procedure. An X-ray, we haven't had any needed X-rays.
No.
Ultrasound will go because we wanna see if she is pregnant. Anything else, I call them on the phone or talk to them on eBay, email. And he can see, we can show him online.
Oh, online.
We can, yeah, we've
Does
done
he
that.
charge you for that?
No, no, he's on the board too. He's as kind to us as he can be. He does have to charge for some things. He generally charges us for equipment and use of medications or stuff like that, but he doesn't charge us for staff. He's been at it a long time, he's got, you know, a lot of times, he could go on and go on with all the diagnostic tools that they have at their, you know, that they're capable of giving, and spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars trying to figure out some things, where if you just take his best guess and try, that's why I go, because we just can't, I mean, they can do heart transplants, you know?
Yeah, if you wanna go to Angel Memorial or something like
Yeah,
that,
you
you
can
do
take
all
them to
that
Boston,
stuff.
you can do all that stuff. Replace hips and, you know, you just don't need to do it. And an awful lot of dogs can live without, well, there's always a three-legged dog, they live. Now Bailey is, she's on four legs, but if I had taken her to Angel Memorial, they would have done surgery on her almost immediately, because she was paralyzed. There was something wrong, it was fine, they'd have to go, fine, they x-ray, but we didn't do that. We coped with the current problem, which was she couldn't get around.
They'll just have.
Carried her around on a towel.
Yeah.
And then eventually she kind of began to use the feet and things, and Mother Nature did a lot. And I think that a lot of people don't give Mother Nature a shot because of all these bad stories you hear, and God knows they're there. But I just have to let Mother Nature have a shot at it first, because you're too expensive otherwise. You can test for worms on the puppies, they all have worms. You can test for worms all you want. The testing is like $60, and to worm them is $2. So you worm them. You don't know whether they got some worms or not. You just worm them. I used to worm my kids. You know? Well, every couple of months you worm the kids. You don't worry about it. So they bring home pinworms from school. Don't worry about it. Worm them. You know. It's cheap medication. Get it
When
vitamin
you look
pill?
at it that way,
Huh?
when you look at it that way,
Well, the Lyme thing is another problem. And I really don't want to be quoted on the Lyme, and here I am on Lyme, but
I'm sure you should.
we shouldn't be. I'm not a veterinarian. I'm not a veterinarian, I'm cheap. So, but when they start limping, we have a dog limping now. Do we have a dog limping? The front leg.
Yeah, front
Yeah.
leg.
Typical. Now, if we took his temperature yesterday before he limped, we might be having a little more. If he had a temperature yesterday and was limping today, I would say it's probably definitely Lyme. And we would give him doxycycline for 3 or 4 days, and if he stops limping, then you know it's Lyme, sort of, I mean, from my world. And you continue, if that's the case, then you continue for your 30 days with the doxycycline, because that's what it takes to get rid of the Lyme. If he doesn't get sound after 3, 4, 5 days, then it's something else, then I might go to the vet. But I'll try for 5 days with the doxycycline, because 9 times out of 10 in this area, that's what it is. I mean, I've had Lyme, everybody's had Lyme. We all test positive. I tested dogs for a long time. This is back when I was young, at least. I was testing them for Lyme, $60 or so to test for Lyme, the snap test. And out of like 300 tests that we did, we had 1 negative. 1 negative. It was moose. Everybody else got positive. So even if you give them the Lyme injection, I believe you then test positive anyway. So I've never heard of a dog testing negative in this area, so why test them? I wait till they have a symptom. We don't treat them all just doxycycline for hell of it. They gotta come up with a symptom. If they have a symptom, then we treat it. It's a cheap way out, maybe, but.
No, but you've been doing it long enough.
They don't look quite right, and they do have that temperature. The minute they don't look at all right, take the temperature. Do your normal housekeeping things first. They get diarrhea. They're known for it. Great Danes they just have diarrhea once in a while. Well, they eat the damnedest things, and they can start in. You're always wondering whether it's going to be parvo, because we just went through a parvo episode. But there again, there's this flagyl, metrobenethol or whatever, flagyl,
Oh, yeah, Metro, yeah.
something like that, long name. Flagyl's a short name. You try that first, see what happens. You worm them, make sure you haven't got that kind of problem. and it goes away. The other thing that Great Dane breeders found out about, I picked it up somewhere along the line, is there's a product called Thailand, which is a preparation for turkeys actually, and pigs. It's you just give the Great Dane just a pinch of it for about 30 days, and that straightens out some bacteria in the gut that may be causing this diarrhea. That's if it goes on and on. And that straightens out everything. Other than the Fargo episode where nothing straightened them out, and we ended up doing intravenous stuff and all. But we stayed.
Yeah, we did Thailand sandwiches for a month.
The Thailand sandwiches, right?
Yeah, butter
Peanut butter sandwiches with just a pinch of Thailand, because it's the bitter tasting stuff.
Slice of butter. Oh, it's terrible. I
It's
got
in
it in my
a jar.
finger.
It's not. I don't think it's a prescription item. You get it in a jar about day baked in a turkey farm if you use it. But I noticed that veterinarian hospital has a jar of it in their closet now. But it's kind of been a new one, and that's just old wives' tale stuff. And then we always give them the acidophilus type stuff. The old-time veterinarian in the area, and I mean old-time, he's one of the ones that was really on the basis of Tufts Veterinary School, was Connie Tebow. He said there's nothing wrong with the dog's gut that won't be cured by green beans and buttermilk. And he had a point. Ruffy, and then the buttermilk. That's what he used to give all his dogs that. And he was vegan. Any more questions? That took a long time.
Wait, you're gonna get some people asking you more questions about that.
How are you spending the 4th of July? Are you going to the fireworks?
No. Nope.
Someone wanted to know why you did your little wonderful move.
Because I was running and they like jump in front of me.
They ran in front of you.
Yeah, they run right in front of you, and I was gonna like fall over one, so I kind of jumped and it just happened.
Like a flying.
There was a rock there. The reason they run in front of you, they have a natural instinct to do that, including the golf carts and cars, is they run in front of their mothers so they can stop and get a drink of milk. It's a natural instinct. Cut the mother off so she stands still. Then they all nurse quick. So they have this natural instinct, and it seems to go on. So when you're running, they'll run in front of you. I mean, that's kind of a known thing.
Any advice for Betty about Ivy and the fireworks?
The only thing I can think of she hasn't done is stuff cotton in her ears. But she's gonna feel the vibration, so I hang on to her. Just put her in your lap and stuff cotton in her ears and see what happens.
Will you hear fireworks here?
Oh yeah.
And the dog can just leave alone?
I don't know, we'll find out. It's never been a serious problem. We had one thumper that didn't like, he didn't like loud noises, he didn't like thunder.
That's right.
But he's gone, so I don't know if anybody else worries.
Yeah, you would hide in trouble.
Okay. Someone said they had a relative who was a nurse who worked in the delivery room. They occasionally delivered babies born with a stump at the end of the tailbone. They snipped it off, and the baby healed so fast the mother never knew. I worked 6 years in labor and delivery, but
You never saw that?
I never saw that. And I don't know that they would snip
Snip
it
it
off,
off.
snip it off and not tell the parents.
I can't imagine it, but
We had a baby that was born with its skin not closed over the abdomen,
yeah.
and it was born by C-section. We put it in a plastic, well, we knew the parents knew ahead of time, and then they put it in a bag with stuff to keep it all moist, and it was immediately ambulanced over to Children's,
Huh, yeah.
so they could protect it and then
Yeah.
close the skin back over it. It was a birth defect that they knew it was gonna have before it was born,
Yeah.
but no, they didn't snip
They
tails.
just snip things off.
We didn't snip any stumps off of their bones, no tails.
Was it okay?
The baby? Yeah. Well, I don't know, after it went to the children's hospital, we didn't
People who have,
have peds.
people who have problem with their tailbones, there is something down there where you can have hair and teeth and all sorts of strange
Yeah.
things growing.
A Bezoar?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, something like that, those, People can have them in their stomachs too.
Really?
Yeah, it can have hair and teeth and,
My older daughter had a tooth or something weird.
yeah. Yeah, those removed.
So it's party over with?
That party's over with.
Okay,
No more new questions,
okay.
not in 4 minutes.
Huh?
We've answered all their questions.
Oh, good. Okay, so this is going off. Bye.